Well, I pulled out some old model sheets of the old professor, the old Disney character, Professor Ludwig Von Drake. Used to be on the Disney show back in the day. You see some of his expressions here. I don't know who created this character, but here's some of his model sheets. He's an elderly German professor, scientist duck. Here's some more poses of him. See some really rough sketches here. This one here is cleaned up on the next page. And these are just rough drawings from animation done by the guys. I don't know which of the 9 old men would animate him. Here's some more cleaned up. Here's that pose, more cleaned up. And these are cleaned up and they're from this page here. So this drawing here is this one. And this drawing here is here. Like I said, the rest of these are just very rough drawings. So let's see if we can copy one of the Von Drake drawings here, where he's got his finger pointing up, and start breaking it down into basic shapes. There's a ball for the head, center line here, and the back center line would go down here for his body, and his body is probably here, and his arm goes here, and this arm here, the ball for the hand and lines for the fingers. Show the perspective of the eyes goes across like that. The bill comes down and out a little bit. So let's see if we can draw that. Put it over there so I can keep an eye on it. So let's see, we've got a circle for the head. And the center line is a little bit slanted like that. It goes in the back. Bottom of the eyes here, top of the eyes here. This center line comes down like this for the body. And I guess we're estimating the body is here. And his bill comes from here roughly over like this, and then this line comes down like that. There's the bill, wraps around his head, up here, down. And it looks like his mouth is kind of closed. So do this line like that. And his eyes don't meet his bill, it doesn't look like. So the bill comes down, a nice curve up, down here and around, wraps around his head. We're trying to get volume in this. And there's space between his eye and the bill for this character, for this duck. And his eyebrow comes down, goes up here. And his eye is staring straight at us. And then the other eye over here come right to the edge of his head. And the other eyebrow arches up and leaves his head. And then there's a bit of eyelid here as this comes down. And this pupil is right on the edge of the eye. So his head comes up, draw through the eyebrow, and comes back here, and then makes a nice sweeping turn down. And if you were to draw through it, it would have to come right back here like that. Pieces of hair. And then he's balding, and his hair comes down like that. Piece here. And then these are kind of feather hair. That. And little pieces come out from here on this side of his head. So that's the main thing there. And then his neck comes down to his body. And you would probably think to just draw his clothing, but you can't do that. You have to draw the body first and then figure out where his arm comes down, goes up, and that hand is somewhere in here. And then this arm comes out like that. And then once you figure that, now you can figure out how does this clothing fit this character. So his collar comes out and comes right to the bottom of his bill and then goes down. And there's a center line there. A bit of a tie thing here. And then the back of his coat comes down like that here. And this one here looks like it comes right down from his bill, and it gets wider as it comes down. And then the shoulder sleeve here comes down this nice curve here. And the bottom of the sleeve. And then his cuff just goes down here. Looks like there's a bit of a space. So this might come up here, and this goes over here, this here. It bells out at the top. And then his hand is pinky here. Maybe I went up too high, so maybe his hand should be here. This, like that. And then here. And then his finger pointing up. And this comes down like this. So there's one arm, and then this sleeve comes down here, back into the jacket, and then this down here. He's got a thing here that holds on to his monocle, his glasses. So this string has to come up. It's going to loop around here. So let's figure out how those glasses fit on his beak. There's one. So that's the reason why you do your big shapes and you're figuring out stuff. So you can put details in a little bit later. And now you can take your nice soft pencil. This is an 8B credit color. And we're just going to roughly put in some dark lines. Don't have to press too hard when you're using an 8B. That's the beauty of the nice soft pencils. You just have to let the pencil do the work on the page as it drags across the paper. Let's get this nice circle for the eye, and this one for this eye. And he just has flat discs for eyes. Looks like there's no highlight really. And let's bring this down here. And we can draw some of this hair in here very lightly. And this line for the wire going to his glasses. And it hooks onto his jacket like that. Let's get this here, this. Let's do the glasses. And there's a cuff link. So there you have it. Professor Ludwig Von Drake. And they have a line here. So that's how we do Ludwig. So until next time, keep drawing and keep having fun. Looks like there's a couple of lines across his head, or like that. And we'll see you next time.